All right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Bitcoin Street Journal Market Update. I'm Avery, and I'm here with the brilliant Eden, filling in today for the amazing Anna. How's it going, Eden?
Hey, Avery. Doing great, thanks. Just trying to keep up with everything happening in the world of Bitcoin. It's like a full-time job these days.
So what do you think about all of these bullish signals? Increased search volumes, Cynthia Lummis saying Bitcoin is going to increase dramatically. It's like, what's not to love?
Yeah, it's definitely looking pretty positive, right? I mean, when you see search interest going up, it suggests that more people are actually paying attention and considering Bitcoin, which, is always a good sign. And Lummis, she's been a major advocate, hasn't she? So, that's always good to hear.
Oh, I forgot one. Tom Lee still saying Bitcoin could hit $250,000 this year.
250,000? Seriously? What's he basing that on?
He's saying it's because Bitcoin's, responding to global liquidity.
Global liquidity? What even is that?
It's basically how much, cash is floating around in the a global financial system. Like when there's more of it, there's more money for investments like Bitcoin. It's kind of like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Well, Meta shareholders rejected some kind of treasury assessment, right? 95% voted against it. Is that bad?
Well, it's hard to say for sure. I mean, on the one hand, it could show that they're not really ready to, fully embrace crypto, and that's definitely a setback for corporate adoption overall.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, nah, we're good with the regular stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a vote of no confidence in crypto treasury strategies, I guess.
Okay, so maybe corporate crypto adoption is slowing down?
So it's not all doom and gloom for crypto in the corporate world, right? I saw Tether is investing in some Chilean company to grow digital asset infrastructure in Latin America. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that too. That's actually pretty interesting. It's like, okay, maybe the big US tech companies aren't so sure, but, other players are definitely seeing the opportunity.
Right. There's still demand, even if it's not the cool thing to do in Silicon Valley.
Exactly. Latin America has a huge need for alternative financial systems because of, limited banking access and high inflation. I think it's a smart move for Tether.
Yeah, Similar Scientific bought more Bitcoin, a lot more. But I also saw something about a Q1 loss. What's going on there?
Okay, yeah, Similar Scientific. They're interesting. They added 185 Bitcoin, bringing their total holdings to over 4,000. But yeah, you're right. They did report a Q1 loss of 31.1 million.
Ouch. So is this a good thing or a bad thing? I'm confused.
Well, it's complicated, right? Their Bitcoin holdings yielded 27.7% year to date, which is awesome. But the Q1 loss probably comes from, accounting stuff, mark to market adjustments or things like that, I think.
So it's like a paper loss, not a real loss.
Pretty much. They're playing the long game and, they're clearly bullish on Bitcoin. It's like a strategic move, even if it looks a little rough on the quarterly reports,
Uh-oh. California just passed a bill, right? About seizing Bitcoin left on exchanges? What's the deal with that? Is my Bitcoin safe?
Okay, so this is a very important thing to understand, Avery. California just passed a bill that lets the state seize Bitcoin, and other crypto left on exchanges after 3 years.
3 years? Seriously?
Yeah, it's under something called the unclaimed property law, which, okay, what does that even mean?
I have no idea. So the state just takes your Bitcoin?
Yeah, basically. If it's sitting there untouched for 3 years, then poof, California says thank you very much and just snatches it.
Okay, that's terrifying. What do I do?
This is where that saying comes in, not your keys, not your coins. If you don't control the private keys to your Bitcoin, you don't really own it. It's like you're trusting the exchange to hold it for you and, well, I mean, anything is possible, right? I think it would take like a major shift in how the world sees money and, the whole financial system.
Semler Scientific bought another 20 million in Bitcoin. Seriously, these guys are all in. How much do they even have now?
Well, BlackRock's saying nice things about Bitcoin too. This is crazy. It's like everyone's finally realizing what's up. But what does it mean?
And now Trump's getting in on the ETF game. Truth Social filed for a Bitcoin ETF? What?
Wait, seriously? I hadn't seen that. So is this like a political play, or is he like actually bullish now? I thought he was, kind of wishy-washy on crypto before.
So what about Circle's IPO? Like 1.1 billion. That's huge. What's that say about the stablecoin market in general?
Well, it means, stable coins aren't just some niche thing anymore. They're becoming like a really integral part of the crypto ecosystem, right? I mean, institutional investors are obviously seeing the potential.
Wrapping up with some final bullish takes, Saylor's saying Bitcoin will cost $1 million when banks tell you to buy it.
Right.
And Tim Draper, $250K this year. Okay.
All right, Eden. Thanks for breaking all of this down with me.
Yeah, no problem. It's always fun to, try and make sense of all this craziness.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Bitcoin Street Journal Market Update. We'll keep you posted on everything Bitcoin.